From analog.
Hi, Jim. You have a great signal up here. You're 5.9 plus.
You're digital.
We are everywhere you want to be. This is the CQ Blind Hams Podcast.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the CQ Blind Hams Tech Zoom. This is where we get together to talk with each other about all kinds of ham radio related things, of course, from a blindness perspective. So if you want to learn more about blindhams.com, you can go to www.blindhams.com and you can find all kinds of neat little learning resources and things like that. And of course, the convenient link to this meeting that takes you right into Zoom when we have it on the second Thursday of every month. In case people are new here, just to let you know, this meeting is being recorded because as soon as it's recorded, it becomes a CQ Blind Hams podcast, which can be heard in various places, including any of the podcast apps that exist out there. You can ask your Amazon device to play that. You can go to YouTube, so there's myriad places you can find us and hear this as well as many other things that the folks at CQ Blind Hams put up there, which is quite informative. So if you had a recording thing pop up telling you that the meeting is being recorded, you have to hit the Got It button. Otherwise, you will not be able to access your meeting controls. And I think we've already covered this, but anybody who is not hosting or presenting should keep themselves muted until the time that we open the floor for comments, questions, etc. And of course, we ask that you wait to be acknowledged before speaking so that we don't end up with a situation like we're talking over each other, like sometimes happens on the Blind Hams Bridge. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it off here and introduce the crew here. Let's see what's happening with Joel, W0CAS.
Hey, Julian, and welcome everybody to CQ Blind Hams Tech Zoom. My name is
iPhone joined this channel.
Joel, W0CAS. I'm in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and we're very excited to have our speaker tonight because this software that he has developed is very, very needed in the blind community due to the lack of accessible radios being made today. So, bye, Julian.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this presentation as well. Anything that makes more parts of this hobby more accessible to us is a wonderful thing. So, Robert, NC5R, I think you're here with us. What's been going on with you?
Good evening, Julian and everybody. This is Robert, NC5R. Hope I'm getting through. I'm on lousy Wi-Fi at the moment, and maybe I'm making it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CQ Blind Hams February Tech Zoom. Glad you're here and looking forward to the presentation also. Back to you, Julian.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, you were in there pretty much a few little fades and things like that, but we got what you were saying, so very cool. Steve, WB2KTB, KTV. Yeah, there we go, if I could say it right. What's shaking in New York?
Oh, I was just saying that I'm not an HFer, but I used to be. And if I ever have one again, I'm looking forward to trying some of these new programs out, in particular the one that Tom will be telling us about, because these Icom and Yaesu radios are staggeringly popular. They're very prolific, and of course the Elecraft is too, but that's above my price point.
All right, then we go to me. Julian, my call sign's N1CA, November 1, Charlie Alpha. Live in Southern California, where it was a beautiful 81 degrees here today.
Shut up.
Loving it. But hey, we're gonna get a little colder this weekend. We're only gonna be in the lower 60s, so there you go. It's been an unusually colder than normal and rainier than normal winter this year, but it was needed, so I guess we'll just put up with it. But I'm looking forward to when we start having more 80s and less 60s. And today, we are going to also introduce Chris, VE3RWJ. He is actually going to introduce our guest speaker for today. So go ahead, Chris.
All right. I'm Chris, VE3RWJ. I'm in Ancaster, Ontario, Canada. And I first started talking to Tom a few months ago. My local club was talking about putting a remote station on the air, and they were going to use an Icom IC7300. And I can't currently put up antennas for HF, so I thought, okay, maybe I'll be able to use this. I downloaded Tom's program, which was Win for Icom, the Win for Icom suite, and some of it talked, not quite enough that I could use the radio, but it looked promising. So I thought, okay, I'll email Tom and mention screen readers and blindness and all this, and we'll see what happens. So welcome, Tom, Victor Alpha 2 Fox Sierra, Quebec. And let's start with how or when or how did you become a ham? And also, have you always been a software developer?
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. I've only been a ham since 2011. When I was a kid, I was always into electronics. And I remember my father buying me an electronics kit, and I built a shortwave radio, hooked it up to the amplifier in our television, and I was listening to places all over the world. I was around 9 years old at the time, I guess. So that sort of started an interest in that. And I did a lot of DXing with homemade radios for a few years. Got my first Night Kit 100 radio. It was already built though. But at that time, I always wanted to build a Heath kit, but could never afford to buy such a thing when I was young. So along comes 2011, and I'm just going on eBay one day, and I see a Heathkit HW101 transceiver, completely unbuilt with a matching power supply, and I said, "This is my chance." So basically, I bought the radio for around $800, which is really cheap for an unbuilt Heathkit. Soldered in the 20 vacuum tubes and all the parts, and studied for my ham exam, and went on the air around 2012. So I've been a ham for around 11 years. Before that, and software development, long time ago, when Windows wasn't really even out yet, I was writing some bulletin